Well, hello there. Let me try that again. Okay, well, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mark, and today we're doing day 5, I think. Day 5 of drawing our animals from a jar thing. Again, just a reminder, there is a blank piece of paper in here, and I would like someone to tell me what to draw whenever we pick blank things. So, here's our animal today, Meerkat, Timon and Pumbaa, or just Timon. I'm gonna go through some references and then maybe brainstorm what I want to draw instead of just copying a reference today. So it will be something cool and different for us to do on this day 5. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. If you're not subscribed, kindly subscribe and like the video. So today I'm going to use these two as reference. This will be our main reference, and our secondary reference is this bird. And I want something like this, technically. Like these two are meeting. I'm gonna sketch this first. So this is just a rough gesture thing, trying to get with the meerkat, and as always we'll just refine this afterwards. So for today, why we have two references is I wanted to see if I can draw the animal interacting with something. Of course, I have some fantastical ideas and a lot of self-doubt, so I'm not sure whether I can implement those yet. So I thought we'd try something small, something to get our feet wet just a bit. So I want to see my meerkat interact with the hummingbird. Maybe we can add some fun little things like glow effects and stuff, if we can find them, that is, because again, KRITA is new. And by the way, if you're new here, thank you for coming by. I would like you to be a permanent person here, because yes. Kindly subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, thank you for joining us in our journey to become master painters. Yeah, and if you're not new and you'd like to support the channel, support me, kindly check the links in the description. As always, I'm very, very thankful for all your support, and I strive to get you something that will be of value to you. And if you'd rather not do all those things, just subscribe. But I would like it if you tell me in the comments what sort of value you desire from a channel such as this, and I'll try and implement it if you let me. Let me be your man so I can love you, and if you let me be your man, and I'll take care of you. That's a song by Zayn, by the way, one of my favorite songs. Never thought never thought I'd be a fan of a direction, but I like Zayn's music. Niall is also really good. Really enjoy slow hands, but you didn't come here for directions. Came here for drawing, which is what we're doing. So that's our meerkat sketch, and let's want it to interact with this hummingbird. Let me draw it over here. Maybe I should do it on another layer, since I would like to resize it. Draw it big first and then resize it later. So its body is like this cool S shape. We might do this all day. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, let's stop here. The S shape, and then connect over here, neck and the head and the wing. The other wing is over here and has this tiny legs. This is the tail. This is a story of a girl that went around the world. I think something like that. And maybe now I can combine these two and then move this over here. Maybe make this a bit bigger. We don't really care about the stump this guy is on. So on top of this, let me take my 2B, increase this opacity just as... I realize I say smidge a lot, so just a touch. Increase that just a touch. Then I'll start with this one. Try to refine this. Maybe use a dark brown. So this is the part I might stay silent as I try and refine these bits of anatomy and stuff. And I realize also that whenever I say I'm going to keep quiet and sketch in silence for a bit, I am never silent. Don't know if you guys enjoy that or if I'm making you enjoy that in my head only, not in real life. We have the brow for the new guys. If you don't know, I've been working on this let's call it a challenge for 5 days now. However, because it's I'm trying to teach myself how to use this software, that is KRITA, because I've been a Photoshop person for a very long time. I mostly used it for graphic design, and when I first got Photoshop, I was using it without paying for it. And after I realized that's wrong, it's become very expensive to keep Photoshop, especially taking into account that I am currently self-employed, that I make art for a living. I'm trying to make art for a living. No, I will say it because it's true. I'm making art for a living, and some of my art is on the links in the description. If you guys are interested in commissions and stuff, just let me know. I really haven't started doing commissions, but if it's something you guys would like, that'll be fun thing to do, I guess. Just let me know in the comments, and if we have enough people interested, I'll open commissions. But otherwise, if you're just you just like me because I am awesome and you'd like to give back, you can always support me on Buy Me a Coffee, or just subscribe. Subscribing is a free way to support the channel. I'd like to be fun to be monetized by the end of the year. Just saying, just putting that out there. Go get his little paw. Let's try and do the claws, at least the shape of the claws. His little wrist over here. Him watching out for danger. It's just me, because for every animal that I see, unless I really know about it, I assume it's a male. So unless it's a lioness or a weaver bird, most colorful birds are male, because guys really need help to get the girls. So most colorful birds will be male. And again, even in the animal kingdom, guys don't care how girls look as long as they're girls, as evidenced by the peacock. And see the peahen. The peahen is not the most glamorous looking bird out there, but she still gets the dudes. But for these other animals, I always assume they're guys, maybe because I am a guy myself. Possibly this is a bit of scrotal action over here, so I might not be wrong. I think I'm going to call this layer a sketch once again, so we can refine it a bit more with the second pass. Or if we're going to go into painting direct, it doesn't really matter, North American friends, it doesn't really matter as long as we see the animal. Let me get into the log thing. I'm guessing it's supposed to be round like this. And this is why I was asking where the mask thing is, because how do I hide this part? How do I breathe without you? Okay. Clone group paint, transform, transparency. Ooh, okay, so it's called transparency mask here. Okay, not to be seen. Look at that, we learned something new. So if you want masks in KRITA, they are called transparency masks. Ooh, lost my color. Anyway, that's our MEERKAT layer. Gonna use this bit later. Let's bring in this so we can draw this guy. This is definitely a guy because I know birds. This is definitely dude. Did you guys know? Well, how could you know? I'm gonna ask it that way. Did you guys know back in the day I wanted to be an ornithologist? That's someone who studies birds. But it was the coolest job ever. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because in my country these things are not considered professions. So that dream died and another dream was born. I was going to be an architect. Then that dream died, and it died because my teacher misled me. When we were picking out courses or programs to study at university level, he misled me by telling me I should have done geography as an elective in high school in order to pursue architecture, and I did not. I dropped geography the first chance I got. Not because I didn't like geography. Geography was actually a really cool subject. However, the teacher that was teaching geography was a clown. Not in a bad way, he enjoyed teaching his students, but he put in more emphasis on the theatrics of being a fun teacher. We tried too hard to be a fun teacher. And for my American friends, let's say, in 10th grade or as a junior in high school, we were supposed to pick subjects we'll continue with in 11th and 12th grade. So in the 10th grade, we did not even finish what we were supposed to be doing, and the 11th grade book was huge, and I did not have confidence in the teacher that he'd be able to teach all that in a year. Plus the senior book, we call it Form 4, was even larger, was bigger than the third form book. So I was not confident in anything that teacher had to teach, because there was no way he was going to cover everything that we needed to cover. So yeah, I didn't do geography, and my dream of architecture went with that. How does this work? How is it below the layer? I don't understand. I do not understand this one bit. And I cannot merge it and group it. I can group and maybe... Oh, okay, that works. So this is our sketch layer. On a layer below, I think I'll paint in this dark green. Let's be bold today. Let us not depend on let's use this. On the brushes of yesterday, let's depend on the brushes of today. I'm really scared, by the way. This is the part where things happen that I don't believe can happen, but they happen. Let me do this for the layer on top. Let me lock in this block of wood. We are color picking today because we are scared of making mistakes. So I'm going to color pick some things, make this a bit lighter. Then I want to think about how my strokes are going to go. Mix this with a bit of green. Maybe we'll do more of that when we do what? We do our effects later. So this brush is kind of chalky. I hope it does us well. So I'm going to start with the MEERKAT because that's what we are here for. And should I just, there's no use of waiting for stuff. So since we're here already, I'm going to lock in most of this, something like so. So this will act like our base, just a tiny bit clear base that we can paint on. And of course we erase the things we do not need and add them later. So for those new to KRITA, while the erase button is still the shortcut E, it's different in that you can either get a brush that erases. For example, let's go to our sketch brushes. This is a brush that erases. Or when you're in a brush that is technically a painting brush, when you click E once, this turns on. And once this is on, if you paint, you're actually erasing. And then when you click E again, you are painting. Paint, click E, the brush that you've selected becomes an eraser. So like thing to note. First of all, I'm playing with what I learned is called the local color, which I think I mentioned it yesterday, is the color of the animal in diffused lighting. That is not in like on a cloudy day, you'll see the actual color of the animal. So I'm putting in those areas where I see it's a bit dark, trying not to be very particular, just thinking about colors and shapes. I'll refine some things a bit later. Yep, this is definitely a dude. Definitely a dude. Yeah, that shadowness in between the toes and between some of these fur things. Next we'll have the dark brownish color. Again, we'll refine all this. Oops, I forgot the inside of the ear. I think we'll just use this. Then for the darker bits, we'll try and do that with our lighting effect. I really hope today's drawing turns out, as I'm so scared. Let's do the white bit, really light bit. And then we'll go into the noodling phase. Noodling just means spending too much time on one area phase. This brush I've chosen makes a really cool airbrush. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to make brushes yet, and I really must say I miss my Photoshop brushes, my custom brushes. I still have them, but I don't know how to import ABR files. I tried importing the brush tips, or maybe I'm just still too very new at this. So tried so hard and got so far, in the end it didn't even matter. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. Ooh, it's not bad. I can sell this. It's a MEERKAT. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Oops. Start with the face. Add our sketch layer, and how I like to paint is go on top of the base layer. Let's name it base MEERKAT. Save it. Let's call this the stump, and this is the background. So now this is the part where I don't know whether I need this brush. What's this brush called? Basic 6 details, bristles, details, size, opacity. Not sure which brush I need. It will work things out, I guess. Make it work. Make it work. Okay. So since this is a scary bit, I might not talk much again, and this time it's for real. I'm not talking much. I'm just going to move from that place for a bit because it might be a bit too noodly. Decision. So I want to really define the eye. It's in this range of color, really dark. This looks like a job for its friend. Which brush were we using? Bristles. Yeah. So we have a face. Let's just save that. And then let's continue. Try not to be too precious with the animal. We can always correct any mistakes we feel we might make. Trying to make the brush bigger so it can do its thing. Here we have some darker fur. I'm going to do that and select this color and go on top. Try not to hide it completely. And then I know I need to get bit lighter fur. It's too light. Increase there. Now we can pick colors that we do have. I don't think this brush is behaving the way I thought it would behave, but it could be me because again, I'm new to this. So this is where we're at, 50 minutes into the painting, in case anyone wanted to know how much time we have used currently. So we are at 50 minutes of painting. I'm sure there's a better way to paint fur. I'm sure there's a brush that really makes fur pop. And I will find you. I'm going to find you. You're gonna show me your secrets. It takes all night. Bet you by the time I say go. Never say no. Like I should. Let me try another brush. Let's see what this has. More or less the same. Same but different. Same but different. What's this like? Large, smooth. I like this one. Let's try and use this first, and then for any details that we might need, we'll go back to the detail brush one. Kind of lost my other hand. I think I need this dark area over here. Dark shadow. I think I need a dark shadow over here. Just to release the hand from the background, I'm going to paint over it, of course, and then a lighter shade on this side, and then on top of this come with this kind of color. And this might make me change everything that I just did. I like this brush. It has some nice strokes I really enjoy. Yeah, might change a few things, make our animal a bit smoother, a bit more like a painting and not like a photograph. Let me try and do that. Still color picking. Oops, brush too big. Maybe make it a bit smaller, and then with a dark color this bottom and refine those areas. I think it reads well from afar. Just a few more things. Right now, guys, we are at 58 minutes 21 seconds. Just to give you a notion of how long it takes to actually paint something. And today we are very ambitious today. Some of this fur at the bottom is very dark in itself. It's not about the lighting. So I'm color picking from the stump, the weird brownish, like a very yummy donut kind of color. Or chicken nuggets, more saturated, I think, more towards the red. Yeah, something like so. Hakuna Matata, wonderful phrase. Guys, did you guys know that Disney wanted to copyright the phrase Hakuna Matata? Hakuna Matata, just because they used it in a movie. Imagine the audacity. I don't know if they succeeded or not, but still, even if they did, that's just greed. Here we are in the scroll region, and words are so weird. Why do they call it a scrotum? Why? I'm sorry, children, if there are any children watching. So what happens when I'm not filming is I will try and take a break by now. And I could take a break, but I feel like if I do take a break, I might not finish this today, because right after this video I edit, schedule it, and then edit the reel, as I'm filming also on my phone right now, so I'm getting footage for the reel. I have to comb through an hour plus of footage, get 48 to 50 seconds of reelable short content, just because TikTok is a thing and everyone wants to be TikTok and many things, but I won't be mad at that. It's the way of life, and actually finding reel making a bit more fun. Gasp. Never thought I'd see the day. Well, it's not fun, but it's not terrible. The only thing is trying to look for the good shots, I may say. So let's put some of these highlighted bits of fur over here. It's very cool, like this. Oh, one thing that might help for people who are trying to learn how to paint, one thing I find is helping me is thinking of things as spheres. Everything is a sphere, everything. Now, it's very unfortunate that while I'm saying the things are spheres, I'm in this particular region of this guy, but this, I hope you can see where my brush is, this tuft of fur. You can render it as a sphere, and that kind of thinking helps me in painting quite a bit, especially when I slow down. Let's see what we have so far. It's not bad. In all honesty, we could stop here, but we haven't yet touched the bird. We still need to do some post-processing and a bit of detail work, and I think I lost his tail. That's okay. It's there. It's somewhere. It's on the other side of him. To make his underside a bit darker, then come in with the light bits where the fur is doing this thing. And in so doing, I'm avoiding painting every little bit of fur. Honestly, I should have used this brush from the start. I think I'm going to star this. Is there a way I can star this? I don't know. Maybe for the highlight in the eye, to make it more right in these areas. Again, thinking of it as a sphere. I think that's passable. Leave this at this stage, but we'll be back because now I want to focus on the hummingbird. So Q, get you away, and let's get you here. Back to our sketch layer and the base. Let's use a black. With our fill brush, can just fill in this guy and erase parts we do not want, add in the parts we do want, erase, add, erase, add, erase. And let's go back to our paintbrush we were using, Large Smooth, and we'll call this our Ming base. Then our layer on top, this was Meer detailed. This should be Ming. So we begin with head, and let's just color pick this. Again, we'll refine it a bit later. I could have used a clipping mask, but I'm not sure that's the right call to make at this point in time. Make the eye black. I will change it later. It was at this moment he asked himself, why did he add more work to his already demanding schedule? Why do it? Why? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I just wanted to make a cool painting, cool illustration, something with a story. I wanted the dude to interact with something, not just copy a reference. That was my reasoning behind all this. Now maybe I can switch off the sketch. And it's already looking, I think it's nice. For the eye, the way to make it pop. Once again, let me use this basic detail brush, use this color, and then at the border around the eye and the membranes required. Then again, think of spheres. Eye is a sphere, and then with your highlight, draw something that makes it look very cool. So I think that's cool. Now, time for the actual detail. Let's see how it looks so far. So far we have this, and I kind of like it. Actually, really like it. Just need to add the lights and the shadows and the various effects. I'm not mad. It's not bad. Only thing is, now this reference is too far away. It's basically on top of my drawing, so can't really zoom in that much. It's no problem. I'll make do. I think that's good enough for that currently. Because again, I don't want to spend all my time here. It's a colorful bird. So I think with a smaller brush, we can come in and we pick a color, go a bit brighter, and just add some of these think that's good enough. Let me merge those, merge these. Oops, this is the one I want. Merge those. And with the hummingbird, I can place it somewhere over there. And then what? You can play around with the details, I think. With the meerkat, let's add another layer. Or maybe not. Let's add a clipping group. And then let's start with the shadows. So I just want these to be neutral shadows. So I'm in the grays, clipped onto our meerkat layer. Zoom in a bit. And then I'm guessing light is coming from this side. So this side will be mostly in shadow between the hands, under the chin, maybe the muzzle, just a bit. I'm just adding random bits of shadow, nothing too much, just to make it more 3D, just a bit more 3D. Then with another layer that I'm going to clip as well, overlay, let's use some sort of orange color. You can get these nice light effects. So it's to read in shadow, but it's like a nice warm shadow. There's some bits of him that are really bright orange. Maybe let's decrease that a bit. And then for his left side, in the orangey thing, especially on this edge, have an almost white effect. Somehow peeks through some of these other bits. It's mostly on this edge. And probably we'll do the same for this clipping group. Add a shadow layer and then add a overlay layer with the same orangey thing. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And let's get rid of these. Crop our canvas, probably with our base, a background. Let's try and darken it a bit. And we're done. Viola. Yeah, so that's it for our painting today. We took 1 hour and 30 minutes. I could have taken more time, but I think that's enough for today's drawing. And I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, if you like it, kindly like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And just a reminder, there is a blank piece of paper in this jar. Let me go full webcam. It's the real thing. There is a blank piece of paper in this jar, and I would like to know what to do if ever I pick that piece of paper. So let me know in the comments below what you'd like me to draw. It could be anything except cars. Anything except cars. And but in order to keep it themed, kindly keep it like an animal, but you could make it a creature, an alien, something that is in movies or something. So that's up to you. So far I have one suggestion, which is to draw a beetle, which is fine, but I really don't want to draw a beetle, but I will if ever we have less suggestions than that. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and yeah, all those things, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. 2 thumbs up. Bye bye.